Hey, what's going on? So this was supposed to be a live broadcast, but I'm traveling right now and I'm in a hotel room that I've been trying for a while, and I have not been able to get a good enough internet connection to actually broadcast a decent stream. So with that said, I'm doing the next best thing I can, and I'm just recording it live as is, and then I will upload it straight to YouTube from here. That way you're not going to end up with a terrible video. So I'm going to go ahead and jump right into it. With that being said, if you don't know who I am, I'm Chris with Midwest ATV, where we try and provide ATV-related information by providing trail reviews, gear reviews, and other ATV-related information. So if you're new here, thanks for watching. Think about smashing that subscribe button so you can stay up to date on future videos. So today, I want to talk about three things. Now, this was supposed to be the second time I've done this live. Obviously, I'm not doing it live per se, but I am just filming it straight through and gonna do a straight upload. So as close to live as I could really get without having a decent internet connection. And as I continue to do these, I'm gonna try to continue to improve them, and I would love your feedback. So please leave a comment down below and let me know either one, it's boring, or two, I should do more stories or find more information, or if you know of stories, please send them my way. So yeah, like I said, I want to at least do these once or twice a month and keep knocking them out. I like the idea. If you do or if you don't, let me know below so I can try and refine it from there. So with this, I guess, news wrap up, if you will, there's three big things I want to cover. One is the Honda 3E D18, which was announced at CES this year. And then the other two involve a Polaris issue. I like Polaris, but I still gotta laugh at that because it seems like it's been kind of rampant lately. And then an issue with Miami and ATVs and bikers just rolling all over the streets. So with that, let's go ahead and jump right into the Honda 3E D18. The worst possible name that Honda could have chosen for their first robot ATV. Now, I assume that's like the prototype name, but why they announced it at CES of 2018 and didn't come up with a better name, I don't know. But then again, I'm not an engineer or a marketing guy, so maybe they've got their reasons. But if you haven't seen this thing is an incredible machine. I'm going to put a link directly to the YouTube video that Honda has on it, so make sure you check that out. It really is cool. When I first heard about it, I thought it was ridiculous. I'm like, why would I ever want an ATV that I can't even drive? Like, that takes all the fun out of it. That's ridiculous. But after doing a bunch of research and learning about it, I realized that it's really not meant for enjoyment, obviously, right? It's meant to be a workhorse. And once I saw the angles they were going with it and the concepts they have for it, it actually does make a lot of sense. So basically, it's got a GPS in it, and that tells this ATV robot where on Earth it is. And then it's got sensors that give the robot its surroundings and where it needs to go. Now, Honda has this, I guess, visualization of this concept of being able to deploy this with your phone or a smartwatch or a tablet, and being able to do a ton of different stuff and configure it in a ton of different ways. So one of their examples is like a guy walking in the woods and he gets too tired to carry his backpack around and has to call an ATV robot in to help him. That's a little ridiculous, all right? But I could see how that would be great in an emergency situation, like you're out with a group and you're hiking in the mountains and you break a leg, and you could actually call this thing in to come help you get out. Like that's pretty impressive. But I see a lot of the other ways they're going with it too. They mention it being used for like construction sites, right? Think of huge construction sites where you could take large pieces of equipment and just send it all the way across the construction site on this ATV without having to worry about taking the man hours and time to bring it over there. Fertilizer, that one makes sense, being able to put fertilizer on this thing and use it on farms. Like, the possibilities on farms for this seem endless. So I would imagine farmers are pretty excited about it. If you're a farmer or, you've been in that field, I haven't per se, but let me know your thoughts, because I'm curious. I could see this just changing the world for farmers. And then, they've talked about like life rescue methods such as search and rescue, firefighting capabilities, stuff like that. So I'm really curious to see where it's going to go. It does look like an awesome machine. I mean, it's pretty incredible to watch. And they've got, different accessories you can add onto it, like plows. Can you imagine having an ATV that plows your driveway for you? That's crazy. Now, I kind of enjoy that, so I don't know if it'd be for me, but I could see it, especially, you know, during the work week and all that, when you got to get up and you got to go to work, and to have this thing up like an hour before you plowing your yard, or plowing your driveway, like that would be pretty impressive to wake up and come out and your driveway's already plowed. So it's coming like standard with the airless indestructible tires, which is pretty huge. If you haven't seen the airless indestructible tires, they've been around for a while now. Check them out. They're pretty awesome. I'd love to get my hands on a set someday. And then it also comes with hot swap batteries. So if you look on the right, and last time I did one of these videos, we talked about the Nikola and the charging issues that I could foresee it having. Well, this comes with hot swap batteries, so you can basically pull the battery compartment out of this machine and then charge it independently, but stick another battery right in there, so you're not waiting around for like hours for this thing to charge after it dies, right? And then obviously it's going on to a Honda ATV chassis and body, which, you know, love Honda or hate them, you can't deny that they have built amazing, durable machines in the past. So they've got that going for them right off the get-go. Anyway, like I said, I'm going to put a link in the show note below. Definitely consider checking that out. It does look awesome, and I could see the capabilities to where this could really have an impact in the future, and a huge impact to the way certain organizations do things. So, all right, second thing I want to talk about, Polaris. So they're warning about a continued fire issue concern with the Polaris RZR. Now, here's the deal. I love Polaris. If you've seen a lot of the videos on here, that's like well over 75% of what I drive. And it's not because I think other brands like Can-Am suck or anything like that. I've just, I don't know, just had Polarises, many Polarises. But this is super embarrassing. Like, come on, Polaris, really? So if you don't know, back in April of 2016, Polaris had a recall. Basically, it was a fire hazard was the concern, right, with Polaris RZRs from the 2013 to the 2016 900 to 1000 cc models. Now, recalls happen, like, you know, they owned it, whatever. The problem is they didn't really fix the issue, because here's the kicker. The recall happened in 2016. The same recall still exists, and they threw in the 2017 models. So it's like they didn't even fix it on the new ones coming out. And if that's not bad enough, people that have taken their machine in because of the recall, had the work done, are still complaining about fire hazards. Like, that's insane. So they haven't even really fixed the problem, and this has been ongoing for that long. So, I mean, it's insane. The solution, right? So according to CARE 11, and I'm kind of quoting this here, according to CARE 11, Polaris and the CPSC, now the CPSC is like the government side of the house that deals with some of the safety hazards and all this, right? Because it's been an ongoing issue. So Polaris has not only had fire issues, they've had, these RZRs have started on fire, there's been damage to property from these, and I've heard, and I haven't been able to confirm this in any of the research I've done, and I was trying to figure it out, but I really haven't gotten a solid answer, so I don't want to put out false info, but I've heard it's even been the cause of at least 1 or 2 deaths in the past from this issue. So again, take that with a super big grain of salt. I probably shouldn't even say that, because I don't know for sure. That's just a rumor when I was reading some of the stuff, but nothing official that I find on that. So anyway, my point being, CSPC, they deal with kind of the government side of the house with recalls and different stuff like that. So anyway, back to the quote. According to CARE 11, Polaris and the CPSC stated they continue to work together to ensure fire risk in these vehicles are addressed. However, at this time, the CPSC and Polaris want to make the public aware of the fires involving these vehicles. That doesn't really sound like a solution to me. So they found the problem and they're working to address it. Where's the solution in that, right? So in my mind, call me crazy, but if you build something and you sell it to someone for $20,000, whatever the price, depending on the one you bought, right? And it's potentially a life-threatening situation, you should either fix it or replace it, like bottom line. So I'm kind of, I don't know. I'm a little disappointed in Polaris in this one, to be honest. And that's hard for me to say because I am such a fan of theirs. So I really hope they're able to get this resolved soon. If you are having any issues with your RZR, now this is currently now going on for the 2013 through 2017 900 and 1000 cc RZR. So if you have one, I recommend you at least, you know, get a contact with Polaris through their website or through the CPSC and look at possibly making sure you don't fall on that list, and if you do, getting it looked at. So definitely check that out. All right, the last thing I want to talk about today, ATVs and bikers flooded the streets of Miami on Martin Luther King Day over the weekend, but really generally, for the most part, that Monday, but over the weekend overall. It was the 4th year in a row they did it. They hit the streets of Miami in hopes to spread a peaceful message of denouncing. Let me just start that over. So they flooded the streets of Miami in hopes to spread a peaceful message while denouncing gun violence. I mean, okay, like, I don't want to get too political. I mean, I'm against gun violence, like, don't get me wrong, but doing something illegal to try and prevent something else illegal seems like a little bit of an off way to get your point across. I'll throw a picture on here. This is from the CBS local news in Miami at the time. You can see they're kind of out on the streets and whatnot. So here's the thing, like I just said, like, I'm all about gun violence is bad, I get it, but it just seems like an odd way to go about it to me, especially being over the 4-day weekend. The according to the Miami Herald, by late Monday night, the police said they'd made over 19 arrests over the holiday weekend, 9 of which were felony arrests. All right, and as you can see, these vehicles getting impounded right here, and not only that, but 4 firearms were impounded. During an event to denounce gun violence, they impounded 4 firearms. Here's the thing. If you legally own a gun and you have a permit to carry said gun, you don't just get it taken away from you for no reason. Bottom line. So basically, now I admit it, I wasn't there, right? I wasn't there. So I don't know the whole story. Maybe there's more to it than what I was able to find. But basically, in an effort to denounce gun violence, people were illegally carrying and probably had done something violent that they weren't allowed to have a gun to an event to denounce gun violence. I don't. What am I missing here? That seems a little off to me. So, yeah. So cops were plussed up this year because they knew it was coming as a 4th year in a row. So Miami-Dade was involved, and then Broward County officers as well, so another county in the area, they arrested 14 individuals from this over the long weekend. So leave a comment below and let me know your thoughts. In fact, if you live in the area or you've been involved in these events or anything else, leave a comment down below and let me know. I'm really curious to know if there's like some other side of the story I'm missing here, because I can't seem to quite wrap my mind around the concept of doing something illegal like this to off-put something else illegal. So yeah. So that's it, guys. That's all I got for this this news wrap up, if you will, around the ATV community. I hope this video was entertaining and informational. If it was, smash that thumbs up. Otherwise, make sure you hit that subscribe button so you can stay up to date on future videos and get an alert when I do go live, which again I meant to do, and it will happen in the future. I'm just, like I said, I'm traveling and the internet here is absolutely horrendous. So like I said, I hope this was entertaining or informational. Thanks a lot for watching, and we will see you soon.